In today's video, I am going to teach you how to create background art on Squarespace 7.1 Fluid Engine. We are going to walk through the process of adding background art to a section of your Squarespace page using the Fluid Engine editor. This is a simple way to make a page feel more designed, more branded, and more visually interesting without changing the main layout of your content. Background art can be an image, a texture, a graphic, or another visual element that sits behind the content in a section. The key is to place it carefully and adjust it so it supports the design instead of distracting from it. To begin, open the Squarespace page where you want to add your background art. Once you are viewing the page inside your site editor, click Edit on your page. This opens the page editing mode, where you can select sections, adjust content, and make design changes. After you click Edit, you should see the page become interactive, with editing controls appearing as you move around different areas of the layout. Now take a moment to locate the section where you want the background art to appear. In Squarespace 7.1 Fluid Engine, pages are usually built in sections, and each section can have its own background settings. Move your cursor over the section you want to customize. As you hover over that section, look for the pencil icon, which is the Edit section option. Click the pencil icon to open the settings for that specific section. This is an important part of the process because you are not editing the entire page at once. You are only changing the section you selected. That gives you more control over how each part of the page looks. For example, you might want background art behind a hero section, a call to action area, or a featured content block, while leaving the rest of the page clean and simple. Once the section settings open, look for the Background tab. Click the Background tab to access the background options for that section. This is where Squarespace lets you control what appears behind the content in the selected section. Depending on your current design, you may see options for colors, images, or art. Stay focused on the background area because this is where you will choose the visual file that creates the background effect. Next, select Image or Art to upload your file. Choose the option that matches what you want to use as the background. If you have a photo, texture, graphic, or design file ready, upload it here. After the file is selected, Squarespace will apply it to the background of the section. You may need to wait a moment while the file uploads and appears in the preview. Once it is visible, look at how it sits behind the text and other page elements. At this point, the background art may look strong, subtle, or possibly too busy. That is normal. The next adjustment helps you control how much of the background art shows through. Find the Overlay Opacity slider in the background settings. Use the Overlay Opacity slider to adjust the effect. Moving the slider changes how the overlay interacts with your background, which can make the art appear softer, darker, lighter, or more balanced with the content on top. Take your time with this setting. The goal is to make sure the background art looks good while keeping your text and page content easy to read. If the artwork is too bold, increase or adjust the overlay until the section feels cleaner. If the design feels too muted, reduce the overlay so more of the artwork shows through. Small changes can make a big difference, so it is helpful to watch the preview carefully while you adjust the slider. Once the background art looks the way you want, click Save. Saving applies the changes to the section and keeps your background art in place. After saving, you can review the page and make sure the section fits with the rest of your site design. The background should support the page visually, without overpowering the content. And that is all there is to it. You have now added background art to a section in Squarespace 7.1 Fluid Engine, adjusted the overlay opacity, and saved your changes.